Center opened, it was August, and we are situated in Greenville, directly across the street from a small pocket park that is not very well used and has not been fixed up for quite a while. And in talking to our new neighbors, we found out that the benches in the park were removed a couple of years ago because people were sleeping on them, homeless people were sleeping on them. And also, besides that, the park isn't very friendly because there's a lot of drug activity in the neighborhood. And so when we had our meet and greet, we made a point of not having the meet and greet happen in the storefront itself, but we had most of it happening in the park. We got a DJ, and we got hot dogs and hamburgers and sidewalk chalk and arts and crafts. And our neighbors came out of the woodwork, and one of the things that was moving about it was nobody in the neighborhood could remember a time when so much activity had been happening in the park and where people had really come out and spent time as a neighborhood in a public way. Since we've been having meetings in the Triangle Park Community Center, talking not only with the churches about how to reclaim that park, but our neighbors in this area of Greenville have been taking on, working together collaboratively themselves with us to figure out how are we going to beautify the park, how are we going to make it more people-friendly. And this storefront that's only been open for a few months has really become a crossroads and a touchstone where people in the neighborhood are coming together in ways that hadn't happened for, we're told, decades. So when I think about where God has been in our collaborative ministry in this last year, it's really been in going out into the neighborhood in fearless ways with simple gifts.
One of the sweetest things, I think, was they invite parishioners to dinner sometimes, and one of the really sweetest things I've experienced there was just that dinner where the people we think of as guests in the Lighthouse were the hosts. And just that time of people talking together and developing relationships together was it was one of the most beautiful evenings I think we've had in the time that I've been there. The God moment I would bring up is one of our residents is from Syria, who's been there for 8 months, Ahmed, and he worships at the Islamic Center just a few blocks away. And after he had been staying at our church for a little while, he asked them, well, what are you guys doing for refugees? And they said, well, we're doing this and that and that. He said, no, the Christians are doing more than you are. For the Muslims, you have to do more. You have to do as much as the Christians are doing. And not that I want a competition between faiths, but if there has to be a competition to outdo one another in generosity and to outdo one another in compassion and in doing justice would be a great friendly competition between people of different faiths.